Very good. Well, Jeff During, it's great to have you here at Heard in the Making. Thank you for being here and allowing me to interview you today. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Really feeling fortunate. So, Jeff During, a veteran of the Iraq War, not the least of which, though, also a dad, a husband, and a musician. And we're going to get to the musician part in a little bit. You want to talk to us just a little bit about your personal background and how you come to Fredericksburg and, kind of a little bit about your story?
Yeah. So I'm not born here. I was born in Panama, and I lived there till I was 12, going on 13. Dad was in the military, so the classic story,
Yeah.
I met the Latin woman down there. God,
Okay.
let's go. Let's make it happen. Sorry, Jesus.
No, it's all good.
But we moved to Puerto Rico afterwards.
Okay.
And then that was when I was like 13, and that's where I picked up a guitar. And then after that, I came to Virginia when I was 17. And then from then on, I've been here. When I first came here, I had just kind of picked up playing guitar maybe like a year or two.
Right.
And it's one of those where it's like, all I knew was power chords. I didn't even put the pinky in it.
It's a great foundation, though. It is the foundation.
I hadn't even learned about drop D yet.
Okay.
All right, I learned about drop D in America.
Yeah. Of course you did. Yes, of course. That's awesome.
But I was more of a metalhead back then. Like, obviously the hard rock's there, but I was like Sabbath was that's what introduced me into like everything.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what is this? This is where I need to be. I like this, like everything about it. My parents didn't like it. They were more like,
May not have understood necessarily, or
they didn't like the wildness
Yeah.
of like Ozzy, and then what Sabbath promoted. They were like, it's witchcraft and it's the devil, and
Yeah.
you're like, kinda, like you're not wrong, but it's not what you
remember,
think.
I'm old enough to go through the Tipper Gore phase of having,
Yeah.
heavy metal scrutinized up on,
Yep.
the Capitol Hill. So, oh my gosh,
That's right.
yes.
That's right. Yeah. I remember that whole fiasco. But no, that was really fun. When I got here, finally, it was a lot easier to get into a scene
Right.
than it was down over there. Like, there's not a lot
good.
not a big music scene down in like Panama and Puerto Rico. At least when I was there.
Okay.
I don't know how it is now.
Sure,
I haven't
yeah.
been back in forever, but back then it was like if you didn't play like kind of like that salsa stuff, it was almost like you were just like garage bands.
I got you.
It wasn't. And then there was we went to one show down there. It was kind of like a multiple band thing, and that was cool. But it wasn't like real big.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the thing. But when you got here, it was like, oh, you could do this for a living.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's cool. Never thought about it. I thought it was one of those like I didn't even know how to even get into that realm. That was the least of my worries
Right.
back then. I was just trying to play with guys.
Yeah.
Play with the boys. Started doing that. Then that's where the military came in. I got bored of doing stuff around here.
Okay.
And there was kind of nothing here for me. I'm not like the 9 to 5. Like it's. I love the idea.
Yeah.
I wish I could be like, yeah, let's go do that.
Right.
I couldn't. I went from job to job and a lot of construction stuff. That ended up being a little bit easier.
Okay.
And then I joined up in 2006. Yeah, June of 06 is when I joined the military.
Wow.
And that was okay. My parents didn't like that either because we were already at war.
Yeah.
And then I knew what I wanted to do already, and that's also what they didn't like.
Yeah.
They were like, you're going to be the one.
You told me a little bit about your decision to go in as enlisted and what, your chosen career was.
Right. It was so when I got to the recruiter, I was like, he was like kind of explaining to me like kind of the jobs and kind of what I was. And I was like, well, this is what I like to do and kind of what I'm interested in. He was like, okay, well, don't do any of this. And he was like, go this route, right? It's everything you said. If you don't want the desk job, if you don't want to do all that, don't do this.
Right.
So I'm like, okay. And then he prefaced so many times. He was like, "You're going to war."
Yeah.
Like especially if you do the infantry route. Like,
Right.
like you are going.
Oh,
like
my
there's
goodness.
no.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was 19 at the time, and I'm like, yeah,
I've
seen
this.
Black Hawk Down.
Yeah. Oh
It's
my
all right.
goodness.
I've played Call of Duty a bunch.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
Yeah. A lot different, right?
It's totally
a lot
different.
different.
So different. Nothing clicks. It didn't click. January 12, 2008 was when it was our first IED. Sorry to go like fast track here.
Yeah,
but
no,
it's so
good.
funny. At that moment, you come to and you're like, oh, this is so real right now.
Yeah.
Because before then, our other guys had started to get into like firefights and stuff like that, and I hadn't, and we were just kind of like, we had gone on patrols and nothing was happening, and we were like, I want action. Stupid.
Oh my gosh.
So stupid.
Yeah.
Be careful what you wish for, you know?
Yeah.
We got it. Definitely got
That's
it.
the
I
young
was
and
like,
dumb motif,
yeah,
you know? Right.
And then it was at that moment where you're like, this is not a game. This is like nothing. But the cool thing is, it's training kicked in immediately. There was
good.
no, like you were doing stuff that you didn't even have to think about, that you were already processing.
automatic.
Just boom, muscle memory. So I was like, all right,
Wow.
that's great. You know, so training does work.
So there's a credit to the training, but
And make sure you practice.
Yes.
You know, that comes it's full circle.
oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So now you're in the United States, and you know, you get out of the military, and then what does it look like starting your family? And
No, getting out was dealing with how to be a civilian again.
okay, right.
And they teach you how to turn it on. Mm-hmm. They don't tell you how to turn it off,
Right.
Or at least guide you through that process. At least back then, it's a little better now from what I've heard and from what I've seen.
Right.
People are like, "Oh, PTSD is pretty real," and you're like, "Yeah." You know,
Wow,
for some
yeah.
of us it is.
Yeah.
No, that about 3 years after that was it. That's how long it took. Was just figuring out, like I was bad shapes. You
Okay.
know, just drinking, doing everything. Everything but the right thing.
Yeah, sure. Understood.
The type of deal. And then I was going through also all these new injuries that I had and that I was dealing with. Like I was forgetting
dear.
stuff. I was
Yeah.
getting headaches all the time. I couldn't sleep.
Okay.
And I'm like, I wasn't like this.
Yeah.
You know, like you're just mad all the time now. You're like, oh, this ain't like this. Something's got to give here.
Yeah.
You know, so going through that, back injuries, foot injuries, they not booted me. I was medically retired, but I had bad feet and a bad back, and it was like I didn't know you could get. It's called plantar fasciitis. I didn't know
Oh, yeah.
you could develop into something like that.
Sure.
Again, I'm 21 years old.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
We think we're invincible at that age too, and we're not
I'm
thinking
like,
about plantar fasciitis.
Not
yeah.
at all.
Right.
I didn't even
right.
know I didn't even know how to pronounce it until like 3 years in.
Yeah.
I was like, I got some foot stuff. It's like it starts with it's like plants and stuff. Like I didn't know how to say it.
Right. Oh my God.
Yeah, I was like, okay, well this sucks.
Yeah.
You know, I can't do my job anymore. But so they were like, all right, we'll retire you and get out. And while that was fun, but now you're out and you're like, I don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. You know, so I tried to go to school, wasn't good at that.
Yeah.
You know, that just wasn't my thing. So I came back, kind of rehabbed myself, fixed myself up, made sure that, you know, go through the right paces so that way you're not coping the wrong way.
Very good. Yeah.
It was a battle.
Yeah.
It was a very long, hard road. You know, shout out to my wife. for
Healing
sticking
takes
around.
time. It definitely does.
Oh, it does. So we're still doing it.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
and it's one thing I could tell everybody. It won't go away. You just got to learn how to deal with it to make sure your life doesn't get ruined.
Right.
You know, I hate it. I went all the way to the bottom.
Yeah.
I was like, let me play in these waters. Those waters aren't fun.
No.
They're not fun. And there's people who are way down more than I was.
People
So I'm-
drown in those waters for sure. I mean, to
hugely
that,
grateful.
Yeah.
And then my struggles aren't even half the stuff that I've seen and what my friends have gone
Mm.
through. So I'm like, sometimes I'll start to bitch and be like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And you're like, all right, let me reel myself back in and, you know, so.
Well, you're giving yourself a reality check, but that's trauma that was hard earned. I mean, unfortunately, you know, and it's something that you're working through, and then your wife, you know, is helping you obviously every
step of the way.
You have a strong marriage. We've talked about that before. And how's the family dynamic when it comes to now music? As you segue into music, and she's a big supporter.
Big time since the very, very beginning. Now, with schedules and stuff, things can get kind of hard sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, so you kind of have to pick and choose. It's like, all right, you know, do I do the 2-3 hour show, or do I go to the recital, or you know, I do this and disappoint everybody.
Sure.
You know, because my 4 and 6-year-old, they don't understand.
Yeah, you've
you know.
got 2 children, right?
I got
yeah,
3.
Yeah, 3. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Yes.
I got a 16-year-old too.
Oh, I forgot. I apologize.
Yeah,
Yes, a daughter. Yes.
Daughter, and boy. And
Right.
my son's the youngest.
Yeah.
So it was dealing with that and then having conversations, but we've learned how to communicate a lot better.
Right.
So things are easy now.
Okay.
It's like,
Easy.
hey, boom, boom, boom. You're like, okay. This
The
is so
family
much
gets on
smoother.
autopilot at
That's
some
what
point,
it is.
you know.
You start to learn each other and you start to go, okay, this is how he reacts when I say it like this, so let me do it this way, or this is how she takes thing in, so I have to learn how to make sure that she gets it the way that she can process it.
That's
not the way I can process
that's
it.
the marriage, yeah, and leading the family.
You should
of
know all
course.
about this.
Well, I think it's the same way. In any healthy relationship, it's the communication,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's all about the communication. So then you're out, you're gigging, and you've had some instances prior to the Jeff During band, where you were playing. Who were you playing with before you kind of started creating your own identity?
So I started with I'm trying to remember the timelines. I have TBI, so I get a lot of crooked. But I equate the Ashley Chevalier and Tyler James band.
Yep.
They were right around the same time.
Okay.
Right. Whether who was first, couldn't tell you. I don't remember.
Right.
But both of those, especially Ashley, definitely shaped me into the musician that I've become today, just based on. I did a show with Ashley, and I remember we were literally talking. We also did a show last night. Shout out High Tides, Columbia
Nice.
Beach. We were talking about it because she was like, I did a show with her, and this was I'm Still Green, right? Mm-hmm. And I didn't even have a pedal board at this time.
Okay.
I didn't know what I knew what reverb was, but I didn't.
Kind of superficially,
Right.
just, I
Didn't
got to
even
have these
process.
effects at some
Exactly.
point. Yeah.
Nothing. Just completely new. I'm like, all right, I should know these songs. I've heard them a bunch of times.
Right.
It's not. I'm not the prodigy that can just listen to it and be
Sure.
like, got it.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm doing the show. We do the whole show, and afterwards, she sits me down and she's like, "Hey, you need some work, and this is where you need the work." She goes, "You fix these, you'll be good. We'll be good to move on. But I can't use it quite yet, just based off of that."
Okay.
Right. And I'm like, I was a little bummed, but I wasn't butthurt because military, right? That was the nicest thing she
Feedback's
could
how
have
you
said.
grow, though.
That's all
Yeah.
it is. But
Yeah.
she wasn't like mad about it. She wasn't trying to like put me down either. She was like, hey, this is how you're going to grow.
Sure.
Because at that point, she had been in it, already doing it probably easily 10 years.
Yeah.
Maybe more, maybe less, but a long time.
That
at
is a good
point.
situation for a new player to get into and learn the ropes a little bit, and despite, not sometimes always, being the experienced professional necessarily. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So after that show, I went home and I didn't play with anybody for almost 2 years or so.
Wow.
And I was literally in my basement for hours, just on YouTube,
Okay.
learning proper scales, when to put them into like all the modes and stuff,
Yeah.
which
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
still not all familiar with. I live in the pentatonic.
Yeah.
And I learned keys. I learned progressions in the sense of where they're going. Mm-hmm. So you learn the major scale. You're like, okay, you start to figure that out.
Sure.
And then once you start to do good at that, it's like, all right, how do I apply it? I have to go play with people.
You do.
So I did a bunch of open mics and just
Okay.
kind of just sat in with as many people as I could while doing my own stuff and still learning and everything else like that. And then fast forward 3 years, two or 3 years, something like that, maybe 2 years. Ashley, she hits me up. She goes, hey, I need an opener. We were at Colonial Tavern.
Okay.
I play. She's
Love
like,
it.
hey, do you want to sit in?
Yeah.
Just to kind of see. And maybe that was a test. Maybe it wasn't. I think it was just more of a natural, hey, you want to sit in because you're already
Sure.
here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she liked the opener that I did. So there was that too. Because I was
Okay,
only
good.
doing a duo at that point. It was
Okay.
me on electric and a drummer.
Oh, all
That's
right.
it.
Like
know?
kind of your latest at Lake Anna Winery, I think it was just you
Yep.
and a drummer.
It's
you know?
usually,
Okay.
It's way less moving parts.
Right,
at
but
that
he
point.
he was singing too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
Oh,
you
yeah,
got
yeah,
to
yeah.
just jam out. You had
Yeah,
some dancers though too. I saw
We had a lot of dancers. We had there was this,
wineries will do that.
There was a moment where like a party of like 15 came in and we were playing a song and then they just so
my
you're
gosh.
like, okay. So I understand the need for a couple of those back pocket
Yeah.
songs that'll be like, let's get them dancing.
Right. So I digress, but Ashley again. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
so-
Colonial Tavern.
I sit in with her after the show. She goes, holy crap. Like, you basically fixed everything that I told you to fix. That
Night
that
and
really
day.
wasn't a problem per se, but
Sure.
it was, if you want to be in this, you had to fix that.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And then we played for the next like year, any show that I could get on with her. And then I learned more as far as the business side of things, how to talk to certain things, how to promote, how to market yourself, how to do the branding stuff. Like I said, super grateful.
I noticed the Jay During T-shirt on right now. That's awesome.
Shameless plug.
We'll be putting the website up so you can get yourself one of those T-shirts.
Yeah, they're cool. JDuringJr.com. Super simple.
Awesome. So following Ashley's time, and then I'm segueing us into you're writing songs and you're starting to produce your own music.
Yeah.
And what has that been like?
Stressful.
Yeah.
Very stressful because I don't have a team.
Right.
Like, I got my good buddy Broadway Harris. He helps me out with all of my stuff, right? So super grateful for that.
I saw some feedback that Broadway gave you on online. That was phenomenal. I think having that sense of encouragement, keeps
It
us
helps.
kind of, you're grounded, but you're also like,
Exactly.
man, I can do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
Exactly. So like but again, you have to learn all this because when you learn it's not just music, there's a business side of things. And if you don't understand the business side of, you got to be damn good at the music.
Yeah,
You know
right.
what I mean? So it sucks. But no, I don't have like a team of writers. I just kind of write whatever I'm feeling, whatever I'm going with. I never have a sit down moment where I'm like, I'm going to write today.
Really?
Yeah, I never have. It's just more of whatever comes. Or I'll just be walking and just hanging out and a line will pop in my head and I'll pull out the old phone notes.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
put
I
it
can
in real
relate
fast.
right here. Like, there's probably,
dude.
30, 40 songs ready
Easily.
to go.
Oh, dude, easily.
Totally.
Yeah, you just
Use your notes app
Oh, yeah.
in the sound app. I whistled stuff into my phone before.
I've done that. I've done all kinds of stuff. So I've done when I do the lyrics, I'll bring in lyrics and then I'll break them down.
Great.
And then I have all kinds of, so it'd be that's how that song came.
Nice.
It'll be something just like that. And that was January of 2025.
Okay.
So that was a line will pop in my
Yep.
head and I'll put that in. And then sometimes something will come of it. Sometimes it'll just be there. What also sucks too sometimes is you'll be working on a song and then you'll have another song that you've been working on and you'll go, that is actually better for this. And then you'll kind of merge and then you'll go, but now I have
Now
this
you have
piece.
these two to work on, though.
Yeah, I got two, but now I got this really awesome piece with nothing because I took
That's
all
true.
all the bits and pieces and put it over here.
Yes.
So now I'm like, so I'm dealing with that. And then the hardest part is it's kid schedules.
Yeah.
Because a 4 and a 6-year-old don't understand. Daddy has to practice. They're like, well, we want to play.
Oh, yeah. And it takes a lot of time to be a musician. Let's just admit
Yeah.
it, hours and hours a week and to get where you want to go, for sure. And I'm sure you balance that really well.
I
It
used
can be
to
challenging.
Not. Yeah, now it's a little easier. I've learned to say no a lot,
Okay.
to be honest with
Yeah.
you. Whether it's gigs or projects or this and that, it's like, hey, no, because you're not going to get the best of me because I'm already dealing with enough.
Yep.
And I don't want to, sacrifice your stuff on my behalf.
Yeah, sure.
Because I have more, not interest, but I have too much going on.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like I can give you the full me.
Well, I think that's realistic, and that's actually pretty admirable because I can recall sometimes I've worked with folks that I have a vision for a song, and they're just not there. They're not in the headspace to be able to work on it. Now they've dedicated their time to go through with it. To me, it then lacks the emotion that I was trying to get out of it because you don't get that vibe. It's like, the vibe is everything when you're writing a song, and when
And
you
they're
have
your
a good
baby.
vibe. Yeah. So when you talk about lyrics, you were talking about writing and you got a lot on your phone there. Is any of that derived from your experiences in Iraq? Does that kind of haunt you? I will say because sometimes my military experiences haunt me a little bit. And I don't say that in a typically negative way, but that's the word I can use that informs that first thought that enters into my mind. When I hear something, it's almost as if I place myself back in that time.
I got you. So for me, it's like a yes and a no.
Okay.
I found out through my therapist, he pointed it out because we were going through the lyrics and talking with stuff like that. And he goes, do you ever think that you're writing about yourself subconsciously and not even realizing it? Because there was 2 or 3 songs where it was like, I didn't know I was writing past experiences, right? And then going like, oh, shit, that's me.
Yeah.
That sucks. Not that it was anything negative, but they're you start to go, oh, I was doing that.
Yeah.
Or that's
Are you
how I
comfortable
thought.
in that space
Oh,
when
yeah,
those emotions start kind of you putting pen to paper and those start
Shameless.
coming out? Yeah.
Shameless, man. I
Yeah.
write about anything.
Right on.
Whatever pops in. But with lyrics, it's weird because I'll never have I've never had I'm going to write about this and a song has come of it. That's never happened.
Okay.
It's because I'm a guitar player first.
Yeah.
Everything comes from the riff.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
You know what I mean?
Tremendous.
If I'm playing a dope riff and immediately I start humming or something comes out, my mind goes, stop whatever it is that you're thinking about and go.
Yeah.
And just kind of roll with it. That's how every single one of the songs have came.
sometimes my words don't even make sense.
They don't
I'll
have
put
to.
together some words that
Yep.
will either rhyme from, line to line in a stanza or something. And I'm thinking to myself, like, that has some meaning in it to somebody, but not to me. But I just put it to tape, so I might as well use it as a draft, right, to flesh out an idea and that kind of thing. But you take a lot of great inspiration from heavy metal, as you talked about,
time.
and Black Sabbath. But you have, dare I say, Idol? I mean, okay.
It's almost unhealthy.
Okay, so let's describe the connection you have to Zakk Wylde. I mean, it's a very interesting paradigm to consider what you're playing now.
Oh, yeah.
And what Zakk Wylde plays with Black Label Society or any of his projects. So
What led to that is, again, I was a huge Ozzy fan, huge Sabbath fan. And then I got Sabbath before I did Ozzy solo, just because of the time frame. Remember, there was no YouTube back then.
right. Oh my
So
God.
it was literally just whatever the CDs were, right? I
Yeah.
was just older than the record. Sorry, guys, don't come after me.
Mine was
But
the
we had-
tribute Randy album, so I would sit there just with it open. So I mean, just
I get
dating
it.
myself.
Oh
but
yeah, dude. And I remember seeing Ozzy on the throne with the thing with the babies, and it was the No Rest for the Wicked album.
Yep.
And I was like, and a lot of the times back then, I would just pick CDs on how cool the art looked.
Yeah.
Like if it looked really cool, I was like, that's got to be a good band.
That had some
Right.
phenomenal songs too. Like, wasn't that No More Tears came out on that one?
That was that one after.
That would be
one.
after. Okay.
Yeah.
But the phenomenal era of songs.
Miracle
by
Man was track
Miracle
one.
Man. Oh my gosh.
And when you're a 14-year-old kid, who's just learning, power chords and stuff like that. And shout out to Tony Iommi. He's a great guitar player. He's the man.
Yeah.
But he's here. He's almost like a drummer in the pocket. He's right there.
Yep.
Right. But he doesn't have to be flashy because he's Iommi.
Because he's Tony.
He
Yeah.
doesn't have to do anything but play the damn song, and But when you hear that opening riff from Miracle Man, and then you watch the video, and you go, "Who's that guy?" He's got the bullseye guitar, the big flared, back in the day, the jeans or the leather pants.
Now the
whatever they were
kilt, but
into.
yeah,
now the
yeah,
kilt,
yeah.
right. And he's just. I couldn't take it. It sounds kind of, but I was just like, I just kept watching. I was like,
Yeah.
and then I was like, that's how
It's mesmerizing.
I need to play guitar like that.
Yeah.
Like it's like when you see like Eddie Van Halen live or like those guys, because I had friends who, those were their idols.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then when you watch, you're like, I get it. Like, I get it because you hear in like epicness for the first time that you've never heard. And you're like, I didn't know I could feel this way.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
Sure.
And that, when you watch any of my videos, how I play, it's Zakk.
I've watched a lot.
There's, it's almost a ripoff,
I think honestly, it's a testament to, what he does and how achievable too that it is. I mean, some people are very intimidated by, the status of guitar players that played with Ozzy, for instance. If you're thinking about the Randy Rhodes of the world, or you're thinking about the Zakk Wylde, I'll never be able to do that. With work, right? You can do it.
It's all possible.
Yeah. And
It's
so
all possible.
you were faced with that challenge, but you've put in the time.
You have to.
Yeah.
It's also I love what I do.
Yeah.
So it's not really, I don't really consider, the work for me is load in and load out.
Oh my God, yes.
And then the social media, the marketing and what to say in the post, right? Is it too cringe? My daughter would be like, don't write that. And I'm like, well, then you do it. And then I'm
Right.
like, but I don't have a demographic of 17 to 25.
Right. No.
I got the old heads. We're 40 and up guys,
Yep.
right? We're the
Yep.
classic rock guys,
Yeah.
right? So it's trying to find that, and I just go with the flow, baby.
Yeah.
This is the best I can do. I don't really know what I'm doing. I just know I got to post every day.
And you do. I saw that you posted, every day last week, for instance, and but you're also gigging at the same time.
Yeah.
And so it seems like one of the things I was very interested in is watching you play in your home studio, whether it's your basement or your room, whatever it is, and just how much energy you put in to playing. And it's
Yeah.
I would do it even if people weren't watching, kind of
All day.
mentality, And I feel like us as guitar players would do that because we're playing in our mind to 20,000 people every time. But describe what you do, when you're by yourself and you're jamming out, and how that process looks.
I start slow, and then within 20 minutes, I'm in Zakk pose.
Okay.
And I'm going crazy in the living. No one's there.
Yeah.
No one's there. Sometimes my wife had to be like, she was like, can you turn it down? Everything is rattling.
You made a comment
She
a
was like,
couple
"I love
weeks
you."
ago. Everybody's gone. I'm cranking it up.
Yep.
Amen.
And I will.
Right on.
And I will literally crank it. Like the neighbors will hear me, but they're so cool. they're like, wife's calling, we hear you, you know what I mean? And they're like,
Yeah.
but it sounds good, so it's okay.
Good deal.
But I play just because I love it so much. It is the number one therapy for me.
Yeah.
Without ever having to call somebody or
100%.
having to go that route, you know? I can just pick up a guitar and go. It allows me to speak without having to open my mouth. It's
And
the
you
best way I
say
can
you're an
describe it.
introvert to some degree on stage, for instance,
Oh,
right?
I'm so, dude, when I tell you gig days, I almost make myself throw up.
Really?
I'm so
Stress.
nervous about everything. Yeah, everything. And I'm like, am I going to sound good? Is something going to happen? Are the people going to like it this time? Are they just, am I going to play well?
Right.
You know, am I going to mess up the lyrics again with an iPad in front of me?
But you realize 99% of people don't even notice the mistakes that we make. And that's what it took a little while for me to understand it too, because that
Took
stress
years.
and anxiety, 100%, we put that on ourselves. And then it's like, well, I did mess up that lyric, you know, and well, pre-cell phone days, nobody was recording it anyway. So,
Right.
you know, but in this day and age, I mean, but I see a lot of Zach Wilde in your mannerisms when you play live. I was
Yep.
kind of make that a full circle moment. So when you get lost in the moment, like, and you're playing and you're jamming out, albeit they're two totally different types of music, but you then kind of revert back into that. I'm playing for 20,000 people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's almost like that's the muscle memory because I've been copying him since I was 14 years
That's
old.
awesome.
I would literally be in the living room with just air guitaring
Yeah.
before I had a guitar. I would have an acoustic. And not like a cool one. It was like one of those first ones you buy with it's like a beer
First
can
act,
neck,
yes.
you know. And it was a nylon string because there weren't a lot of at least in Puerto Rico where we were, like everything was nylon.
Yeah, okay.
Right, you had to either order somewhere, you had to go like into the town to get the actual I didn't even know what Martin was back then.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of that. Right, I didn't even know what brands were. I was just like, well, just give me a guitar. I need to start because I want to start doing that.
Yeah.
And then when you start playing with friends, you're like, oh, I was like, I wonder if we can, if people would like this, you know. And then you start to kind of jam your own stuff, and you write like a breakdown,
Yeah.
and then you write like a cool riff, and you see people go like, yeah, and you're like, okay, there's something there.
There is something there, yeah.
And then you start to go, man, I could only imagine what 100 people would feel like, let
Right.
alone 20,000.
Yeah.
I'm definitely throwing up. You know, like it's just there's no way around it. It's happening.
Oh, my
there's
goodness.
no way, dude. I damn near do it now for 8 people.
So I borrowed, I think, your Martin when we played a show together at Strange Ways.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then I went on Facebook Marketplace and subsequently bought the exact same guitar the next day.
No
'Cause
shit.
I was like, those are really good. And when you record with them, like I'm recording electric, over these tracks, but I'm
Right.
making tracks that sound thick and bassy. It's got a lot of boom to them. Oh my gosh. So, I mean, what is your gear that you use and you rely on any given day?
So it's usually my Martin.
Okay.
It's either a triple O or my double O. Those are my. I love the dreadnoughts. I love the sound, but because I move too much and how I play, I wouldn't say it gets in the way.
Yeah.
But it's just not my preferred body style for what I do.
Yeah.
Do I have a dreadnought? Yes. Of course.
Sure.
And then any Les Paul style guitar, other than the Les Paul itself.
Single cutaway.
Single
That's your-
cutaway.
Yeah.
Give me a knob at the top. 24 fret, okay. 22 fret, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. I can make them both work. But that's again, Zach.
Yeah.
And then the SG was cool, right? But I think, and this is no shade to AC/DC, but like Angus Young made the SG his.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's like when you had an SG, you were like AC/DC fan, and you're like, yeah, but not like that. Like I didn't buy it because of that.
Yeah.
And then you got Derek Trucks, and there's probably many of other SG players out there.
But
But
they modeled the first Les Paul. It was the SG, right? Didn't they call that
in
the Les
61,
Paul? Yeah.
He hated it.
Yeah.
He hated it. I think they took it off. He hated it. He was like, take my name off it.
Yeah.
And that's why they went to the SG. He was like, I don't want that on there.
Yeah.
And I get it. Back
I
in
love the
those
single
days.
cutaway. I have some friends that really like the SGs, and I've just never. I mean, love Gibson in general. But
SGs are great. I have one.
I don't get.
I
I don't get the same satisfaction playing it, I guess is the way I could term it, that I get out of the double humbucker, open wide Les Paul.
It's home base next to a telly for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Describe
and
that.
I'm gonna ruffle some feathers.
Wow.
Here. To me, the telly is the most versatile guitar compared to the Strat,
Okay.
and I'll tell you why. Because everyone knows when you get a Strat, we all know it. Are we going to have a good bridge?
Yeah.
Is it going to be ice picky or just decent? You know, with the Tele, you can play almost any genre right out of the box.
Yeah. It's got the grit, but it cleans up really nice.
Cleans up great.
Yeah.
It can take any pedal almost phenomenally.
Yeah.
Right? And when you're chugging along on a Tele compared to a Strat, you'll hear the difference.
For sure.
And you'll be able to go, well, that's a Strat.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're
Yeah.
just definitely distinctive sounds. So what is your amp?
So here's the other one, right? I just recently, I mean, within the last like 3 weeks, I got a Quad Cortex.
Welcome to digital. I
It
know,
sounds
right?
so bad, doesn't it? It sounds like, I feel like I'm cheating. You know, I feel like I mean, Zach okayed it. So see what I mean? It's unhealthy. It's unhealthy. Zach okayed it. He was like, look, if that's your thing, he was like, they sound
That's
great.
okay.
He goes, I get it. The problem is, so the amps, I would use a Mark V 35 Mesa Boogie.
Okay.
Just because it gave me all of it,
It's
right?
great
If I
amp.
wanted clean, blues, grit, crunch, metal, I got it.
For sure.
Okay, and I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Before then, it was your typical. I had some Blues Juniors for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I've had almost every amp out there for a little bit. I've had the Marshalls. Dr. Z's were really great. I ran a Carmen Gia, however you pronounce that
yeah.
last one. That was phenomenal for a while.
Yeah.
Then I got into Tone Kings. I have a Tone King Gremlin. It's the longest amp
Okay.
I've owned. I've had it now 9 years.
Wow.
It's a great amp. Great amp. But the reason I went Cortex is because I got tired of dealing with venues and places with going, okay, the volume's either too loud or
Oh,
now
yeah.
it's not low, and now we have to change the settings for the most part anywhere we played.
Yeah, it impacts your tone. I mean,
It does.
volume impacts your tone,
100%
gain
it
impacts
does.
your tone,
Yep.
obviously, but yeah.
It had a cab clone out, like a DI out, and it sounded okay. Like
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't the best. So then when I started hearing that, I was like, well, that's no different than getting a digital thing because that's the whole.
Simplify.
I found one on Marketplace for $1,100.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll take it. I got it, and I hate how perfect it is.
Right?
Does that make sense?
Yeah, oh, 100%. But
You know-
it makes it easier to play out. And it makes it easier to replicate the same sounds show to show.
That part, yes, but I feel like I'm not playing anything. Like even when it comes through the monitors,
No.
there's no air push. I don't
No.
feel the amp, because there is no amp.
Yeah.
Does a tone out there sound phenomenal in the mix? Great. Even when I heard the videos back, I was like, oh damn.
But it impacts
sounds
your
great.
playing just as much as playing on an acoustic with that immediate gratification.
Yeah.
And then
That's
playing
a
an
good way to put it.
electric, if the electric tone's not dialed in, your picking, is obviously not giving you that sense of feedback.
And I do a lot of dynamics. So
Yeah.
like
You
I'm
do.
using my volume tone a lot.
Yeah.
Almost every song I'm doing something with it. Sometimes for certain songs I'll just crank I'll put my lead tone out and just roll to a 5 and get that perfect crunchy tone.
Nice.
So that way if I'm away from my pedal board for the solo, I just roll up and it's already there.
Yep.
All right, so I do a lot of that. Or I'll manage with the Les Paul, shout out to Les Pauls, I'll set kind of not the rhythm pickup, my neck pickup to kind of sound like my neck or my bridge.
Yep.
So that way I can just do one and then just hit the other one full blast gain.
Yeah.
And then that kind of helps me out
Play
that
with
way.
your tone knob
Yeah,
a little
yeah, yeah.
bit,
Oh,
for sure.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But you learn all that just trial and error playing
Yeah.
so much.
Well, I mean, and you play a lot, so
Mm-hmm.
you've got time with your instrument, and I think that begets, much better tone long term. Because a lot of people, my first amp was a PV Bandit, and fantastic tone.
They're still great to this day.
Love it. I have mine. So I got to admit, I have probably almost every piece of gear that I've ever owned still,
I don't.
over 40 years, and my garage is horrible. But you don't have you don't have that problem. So you're not hoarding your stuff. But do you have like the typical gear acquisition syndrome?
Oh,
they
big
talk
time.
about?
I went through a real bad phase for about 2 years where it was just every 6 weeks I was trading, buying, selling,
Yeah.
trading, doing this. And it was like I lost a lot of good stuff just because I wanted to see what the next cool thing would
Sure.
be.
Yeah.
And then you get the next cool thing. And then here's what you realize. No matter what you pick up and play, you're going to sound like you. Doesn't even matter.
So true.
Doesn't even matter.
Yeah. That's
So you might as well
exactly right.
play with whatever. For me, it's I have to look cool doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I won't do it.
Oh man.
And I hate that. I hate that with certain things.
Yeah, but in this photographic world where everything can be captured by someone who can have the opportunity to post you essentially as an advertisement, whether it's good or bad for your music or for your style, it feels like that pressure does exist to kind of, have a bar, at least have some bar, because if you're oblivious to it, you're likely not going to convey the message of your music, especially on social media. I mean, I
Right.
think there has to be some baseline.
There is, and I struggled with this a lot too. I would go out and try to buy different hats, different types of like little gimmicky stuff.
Okay.
Throw some stuff on my on the mic stand. Like whether it be like a cool feathery something or like just cool like rock star thing, right? Put little things on my amp or just try to change who I was. I was like, well, I gotta look like I gotta play the part.
Right, right.
And my buddy, he's in the band with me, and he wears those type of hats too. Because every time he comes to the show, I'm like, man, you look so fucking cool.
Is he on the pedal steel?
Yeah. Rob Badger, man.
Yeah.
Shout out Rob Badger.
Awesome.
He
Phenomenal player, by the way.
phenomenal. Please look him up. He every show he comes up and it's just like, that's it. Like you nail it. Like you got the like you hit it. So I'm like, I gotta do that.
Yeah.
So I got a hat, and he's like, hey brother. He's like, I love you. He goes, hat looks great on you. He goes, it's not you, man. He's like, it's not you. He goes, your beard, glasses, and a hat, jeans, and a t-shirt.
Dude, it works for you.
That is it. He
Yeah.
goes, you don't need anything else. And I'm like,
Well, you're all tatted up too. You got an image inherently just born from your experiences in life, and you're just, you're willing to roll with that, and it works for you. It seems to be a great aesthetic.
I'm taking that in now.
Yeah.
I'm starting to realize little things. Right.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, if I just do that, okay, all right. So that's. But back to the Quad Cortex.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The only reason I love it so much now is because I don't have to bring anything.
Right.
It's just there.
It's a backpack.
And the first 3 shows I would go through panic attacks when I would get to the gig, because I feel like I forgot everything. Like I don't have anything, and then you start to plug up. The only part that does suck is you can't sit there and noodle around before sound check.
Yeah.
Because there's no amp.
I bring
Right.
my
So
headphones
like if you're
now.
not, see that's smart.
I've got these big things on, and I'm just up there playing.
Just in your little.
I haven't
world.
even plugged my IEM in yet. I'm just like, I just want me and my board, so I'm
That's
using the
smart.
Helix, but, I know a lot of people use the Quad Cortex, and I
Yeah.
have been able to experience it, but not made the shift yet. So it's reliable for you.
100%. Well, I realized last night, don't leave it out in the sun for
Okay.
a 4-hour gig,
Yeah.
right? Because
4-hour gigs.
we'll circle back
Yes,
to that.
yes.
I went to hit the BRB button on it basically.
Okay.
Right. It says be right back or shut down and stuff like that. So
Okay.
kind of when I went to touch it, I burned my hand and I was like, oh shit. I was like, I can't. So I had to like makeshift this like overhead with like a case and then like another type of case just to get it out of the thing.
Right.
Because no matter where we were on stage, there was sun.
Yeah.
So it started to, at least from what I thought, like when I would pick lightly, it wouldn't pick it up anymore.
Okay.
So that's the one thing I feel that's getting better in the digital world.
Yeah.
Before, if you rolled down and picked lightly, it would cut out on you. And it would sound like
They're getting the
a bad noise
bias,
Right.
Correct, and yeah.
And like I said, another 10 years, because every 10 years or so, like a major shift and
Yeah.
everything happens.
I don't think you'll tell a difference.
There's almost no need now for an amp if you really, really think about it.
Not with IRs.
You don't need it.
Yeah.
And then you just need to teach a class on that. That's what I need to learn. I did one preset, but I feel like it doesn't work well enough as far as volume, because then with something like that, you got to know the input gain levels. You got to know like I don't know any of that.
Yeah.
I am so simple stupid. Even with my board, I had tuner, 2 gain stages, a boost, 2 gain stages, and a reverb. That's it.
Well, I will make the admission that I buy most of my stuff pre-patch ready, and then just
I'm gonna
import it
just
in.
start doing that just because it'll
Yeah.
just. I just also got to learn how to like split it to where it's like I can have stuff here, here, and here.
Oh, yeah.
And then be like, all right, I want to turn this whole section off, and then just use this power section. There's a way to do it.
Be careful, because what you wish for, then you'll be playing the whole show with 35 different sounds throughout it.
Yeah. Well,
Not bad, but
right. I'm lucky for what I do. It's like I don't go into that realm
Yeah.
ever. So it's like I'll do it home.
Yeah.
I'll
That's
do all the
best place
spacey
to
stuff at home.
experiment,
Yeah.
yes.
I won't try that at a gig.
No. I get it. So talk about the Jeff During Band and like, you know, what you've been up to lately. You're starting to get some traction, it would seem, even more so with your local audience. Yeah.
I think it would seem like I still think we're still battling in that that original artistry. It's like, hey, you know, I'll just say it like this: pay more attention to the originals than the covers we're doing.
Yeah.
But you got to do the covers to get them in to make you listen to the originals. So
Yep.
there's that game you got to play.
Especially here in, you know, Central Virginia, Fredericksburg region. I mean, that's
And
what
because we're
people
not
expect.
specifically country,
Yeah.
right? Because this is what the area is mainly country. Nothing wrong with it. I love country.
No,
It's
no,
just,
no.
I don't play it like other people play it.
Yeah.
You know, and when I do play it, I'll rock it up. So it's kind of like it's not really country anymore.
Yeah.
But once you kind of figure that out, you start to go, okay, just keep, you know, some cool back pocket songs.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to. I saw this thing from Tyler, the Creator. He was like, he'll post his song every day for 6 months. The same song.
Okay.
Whether it's the first 5 seconds or the last 5 seconds or the middle 10 seconds or whatever it is.
Okay.
Because, and then you start to realize, okay, like, oh, I can't do that. And at first I was like, I don't want to bore people. I don't want to, it's like, well, how else are they supposed to know who you are? Because maybe they came in on Monday, but they're not here on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Not everyone's scrolling every day.
Yeah. But again,
know,
we're back to social media and
back to that.
spending
So
the time on that.
That's what I spend most of my stuff on.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Okay.
And I wish I could write a song about that, you know, but I don't have that, like, that singer-songwriter where I can be like, here's a topic and I can write something epic about it.
Yeah.
Right? At least not now, I don't think.
Well,
Right?
the more
Am
you
I-
keep doing it and the more you get pissed off about doing it, maybe it'll generate some kind of
Something will happen.
I mean, I know I get frustrated like doing the social media, but also it's not just even the scheduling of it. It's like what piece is relevant to where we're at as a band at this point in time, and what am I being true to what we want people to see when they come
Right.
and play live, you know? And so it's a very interesting dynamic. But you've recently had some really big shows. I mean, you mentioned last night you were at High Tides.
Yeah, High Tides with Ashley Chevalier. We did 3 to 7 there. Saturday we did the first concert series at Fairview Beach.
Yeah.
They're revamping that area back up again.
Yeah,
That was cool. That was a lot.
looked like
cool.
a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Hot.
Yeah. Oh, my
Very,
God.
very, very hot. Shout out to them for covering the stage because it wasn't when we first got there the first day.
Okay.
But that was because it was all set up and whatnot. And I was like, man, I told the guys, I was like, hey, bring sunscreen, dress light.
And you had a full band for that show.
Full band.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the magic in what we do is at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then back to what we were saying of the making way in the scenes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What I would say is it's you have to figure out what your goal is with music,
Mm-hmm.
right? Do you want to be just playing with the boys, having fun every other weekend, you know, playing all the covers? That's great. That's awesome. That's
Mm-hmm.
how I started.
Sure.
Or do you want to take it somewhere? Or do you want to sell your music? Do you want to just become a songwriter in that scene, right? So that you have to have a plan.
Yeah.
You also have to figure out the competition of what the plan is. Like, are you competing with people who just want to be here and just have fun?
Yeah.
Or are you competing with people who are trying to get picked up on a circuit or trying to do the touring or trying to make it big? Or just to be like, hey, this is my originals. Can it compete with these?
For sure.
You know, so it's all that goes into consideration, I think.
Well, it's like, and a lot of musicians don't ever learn true like marketing strategy. But
That's the
if
business
you break
side.
it down, it's all marketing, right? It's finding those marketing segments and those people that you're going to tailor your product to,
Yep.
and you know, then being able to repeat it and get people to kind of buy in. I recently was writing a paper for school, you know, just talking about the difficulty of getting your social media reactions to translate into live performance attendance,
Yep.
you know, and I think that's going to be a challenge for years and years to come for artists.
The hardest part is how do I make my 2,000 followers or 5,000, 10,000
Yeah.
into ticket buyers,
Right.
into people who show up? Because you can have a great following online.
Sure.
And 4 people show up.
Well, they may not be concentrated in the area you're playing.
There's that
Such a
too.
wide-ranging audience.
What I've learned in the marketing section is you have to learn who you're pitching yourself to
Yeah.
and where you're pitching it. Like, I'm not going to pitch myself into a country fest heavily populated.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like I'm setting myself up for failure,
Yes.
or it's going to be a very long road.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, hey, Where are the hard rock guys? Where are the blues people at?
Yeah.
Where are this genre, right? Go there.
Yeah.
Start to do that. What helps too is in engaging. And again, everything is social media, man. Everything is.
It is. It is true.
I was told, and it's a great thing. Go to your favorite artist's page, and just start interacting with those fans.
Yeah.
And then eventually they'll go to your page because you're commenting. It's happening now with me.
Yeah.
I've been again, unhealthy relationship with Zach. I've been I'll post a Zach video.
Yeah.
And it'll get like 4,000 or 5,000 followers, or not followers, views
Sure.
within like an hour.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, must be nice, right? He's only the GOAT, but
Yeah. Totally understand.
I'll throw one of my videos up
Yeah.
afterwards, or I'll do a 2 Zach and then 1 mine, or then 2 of mine and then 1 of Zach. And then what I've noticed, it's like that's starting to bring his following people commenting on my stuff now.
How cool.
And then I'm getting followers based off of that. And then I'll see my streams go up, 5-6 streams in
Yeah.
like 2 days or something, which it's big for me because I don't have that following quite
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
But at the same time, streams doesn't really tell you, because you can buy 1,000
You
streams
can.
and be like, I'm popular.
But whoever thought we'd be using data in our, playing out and being musicians, and we're like, well, the data shows.
Right. yeah, exactly.
But to your point, it is all marketing, and you got to use the data. And I have a lot of fun with that too. So, where do you plan to go from here? I mean, what's the trajectory looking like, and what are some of your next shows? Maybe you want to let some people that'll watch this to be able to know at this time.
My goal, I'll be in the studio in August 3rd. So hopefully by the end of August, September timeframe, I'll put out another single.
Nice.
And then it's just put music out, play as much as I can, market the right way, try to just send the EPK to as many people as I can, get shot down a lot, and just
It happens.
until I find or figure out how to get some sort of, not so much a manager, but like a person who can tailor what I'm doing and be like, hey, we can help you.
Yeah. Well, you might want to talk to Broadway, by the way. I'm just saying.
Oh, no, he's the man.
Phenomenal write up on you that he provided, on your social media posts. So
Oh, dude, he's great.
feedback.
And like I said, he's there at every show, and most of the time he takes care of all the stuff for the band. He's the one getting us the drinks and stuff like that.
That's
He's
so
making sure
cool.
that everyone's getting taken care of. And I'm like, you never have to ask. That's
Yeah.
the other thing, It's
Yeah.
like that bro code. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm just helping the homie out.
Yeah.
And there's never any kind of bad blood there, so that's always good. Grateful for that.
That's awesome.
I'm grateful for a great support system. I will say that.
That's
because
awesome.
if you don't have a good support system, it's gonna fall apart.
Yeah.
Because there's only so much one can juggle.
Yeah.
Without
This is
it.
hard.
It's very hard.
And we're not always striving for like fame at the level people would think. Sometimes you're saying, I just want to go play a good show.
Mm-hmm.
I want to have a good time. I want to make other people have a good time. And it might be that's the only goal in that moment. And yes, the long-term goal would be great. Let's hear ourselves, streaming with tens
Right.
of thousands of people listening to our music every day. And it is possible. It
Oh, it very
certainly
much
is
is.
possible.
It very much
It's
is.
just, I think the amount of work that you're putting in, you're on the right path, definitely.
That's all I can do, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I try to only go after things or worry about things that I can control.
For sure.
And that's also another battle
Yeah.
in itself. Control. It's hard, man. It
Yeah.
really is, because there's days where it's like I want to do it all. It's like I want to do this, I want to do that, but I get so flustered. It's like, well, you can't.
It's only so much time in the day.
You can't. You
Yeah.
can't. You have to learn how to manage that. Otherwise, you're gonna mess the whole thing up.
Yeah.
And they get nothing accomplished.
Right,
And
right,
now
right,
you're
right,
like, now I'm just mad again. Like nothing's been happening.
Oh my God! Yes, I totally relate. Well, Jeff, listen. Is there anything else you'd like to say? In this podcast, maybe to the folks that are watching that they don't know about you, or anything they should be paying special attention to that's coming up in your future?
I got a couple cool shows coming up. June 26th, we got the full band. We'll be in Bethesda. We're doing another concert series up there.
Okay.
They will close the street off, so it'll be a pretty big thing up there.
Nice.
We'll be at Gormelt on the 27th. That's right here in the local Fredericksburg area. Shout out Gormelt. Those guys are great. I'm just trying to make a living doing something fun.
Awesome.
And if I can get my music out there for people to like, and if it changes their mind on anything as far as having a bad day about something,
Right.
that's cool too. Also, if you don't like it, that's cool too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's music that I don't like.
Yeah.
Just like, and I don't have to be the one to be like, well, we only like it because you're the buddy. You know? It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
No. Just be authentic.
Yeah,
That's the
that's
other
great.
thing. Be authentic. Just be you.
My friend, and all this time we've spent together, I do appreciate it very much. I think your authenticity definitely comes to the surface. You know, you're a very professional musician.
Thank you.
You got a ton of skill, and I think, you know, when I first had the opportunity to witness that skill on display, I was just blown away. And
Thank you,
being
man. I
able to
appreciate
have
that.
this interview with you, thank you so much for that opportunity. And I'm sure our relationship will continue.
Absolutely.
But Jeff During, thank you for being here at Heard in the Making. We really appreciate you, sir.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Sky is falling down. Doesn't mean my world is gonna end. There's families on the street, while people walking around in fancy clothes.